Hey.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back. We're back at the Retroholics. How you doing, Abdul?
Yeah, not too bad,
Free
sir.
thoughts, I should say. I'm calling you
No,
Abdul.
please.
Freethought. How are
Don't
you,
be putting out my government
I know,
name.
I'm sorry.
Goddamn.
I baited up your government name, man.
Jeez.
How you been, man?
Yeah, not too bad, sir. How are you?
All right, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Like we gotta keep the momentum up.
Well, this is what we're trying to do now. I'm going to call this a brand new series of Retroholics.
Yeah.
We got a new title sequence at the start.
That's right. We got a little new logo
studio.
kind of thing. Yeah. It's looking good.
Trying to be more professional out
Yeah,
here.
exactly. Let's step it up.
How's things with you, though?
Yeah, can't complain. Like we give thanks that we wake up every day. Like
I hear
it's
that.
like that right now.
I hear that.
We gotta take the wins where we can.
Well, let's talk about some cartoons, man. That's what we're here for,
Let's do it.
You wanted to do a little summary of cartoons. I guess to kind of spruce up a new episode, you wanted to do like
let's set it off right and let them know what this is about. And I think we should go with our top 5 favorite cartoons of all time.
So you wanted to kind of personalize and make it about our choices.
Yeah, I think so. Right. Rather than covering a series and such, I think let's make it personal.
That sounds fun.
Let's dig deep.
All right. So you wanted to do like a top 5 list of favorite cartoons. Before we do a top 5, let's do a quick summary of what's before your top 5. Could you, off the top of your head, could you just come up with some cartoons that are like...
Oh, yeah. I mean,
do you have a top 10 per se?
I mean, yeah, I think I would have preferred to have a top 10.
That's too long, though.
For me, what's really difficult is I can do an order. I know you kind of... Yours might be in a certain order, but for me... each and any are interchangeable for number 1, number 2, number 3. It's just my top 5. And even that, next week you could ask me my top 5 and it could change.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the same thing I've got down. That's like, I'm saying it's top 5 now, and then next week it could totally change.
Like recently I went back and started watching Biker Mice from Mars.
Okay.
And I didn't realize how good it was. I forgot. I was like, damn, like this is
So
actually,
it's aged well?
It's aged very well. Like, I went straight to the last episode. That's what sometimes I do with old series that we've kind of watched. Like, I can't remember the last episode.
Yeah.
And last episode was...
I think that's such a common theme with cartoons, isn't it? I think us as children, we never really... Apart from certain cartoons that you're really, really fan favorites, like you're really like drawn into. I think a lot of cartoons, you don't really remember how it ended.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like... the mind, as we age, definitely things disappear. So
Biker Mice and Mars will be in that?
No, it's not. It's not even top 5 because
you're just giving it a shout out.
Because just giving it a shout out because you said, what would I shout out before my top 5, and definitely just recently off the top of my head as well, as you said, Biker Mice from Mars is what I just kind of. I've been taking a look at, like, there's a little resurgence. A company has got the rights to bring it back. I think The Rock is actually, for some reason, involved in that. Yeah. So there's going to be a new series of Biker Mice from Mars. They've already launched, like, toys beforehand. I don't know if it was very toyetic in our age, but...
it had a toy line. I remember the toy line.
Yeah. But now, like, they're obviously targeting the adult collectors, so things are very expensive.
That's very interesting.
But yeah, it's looking very cool and interesting. I look forward to see what the new series is going to bring.
Okay. I mean, I would prefer to see cartoons like Thundercats get a resurgence over Biker Mice from Mars.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you ever saw the kind of Steven Universe kind of style animation of Thundercats.
Nah, I didn't feel that. I didn't really give that a go, but by that time...
Yeah. I mean, I tried because obviously it had so much stick online. But, I mean, I feel like it was a show that you'd watch with your children, like your young children, because they had little throwbacks for Thundercats heads, but it was a completely different beast. It was really, really silly.
Yeah.
It
didn't work out.
Yeah, I think maybe I got to 3 episodes and I was like, I'm done with this.
All right, so what else would you mention? I mean, top of my head, I don't want to mention cartoons that I have a feeling that might be in your top 5.
Okay, yeah.
I don't want to mention those. But I'm going to say there's a certain cartoon that's in my top 5 that has a lineage that goes past the original series.
Okay, yeah.
That I think also should be in my top 5,
yeah.
but I haven't put it in there because I wanted to focus on that one certain cartoon. But stuff like, Justice League, and Superman animated series, Batman Beyond.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Cartoons like those are like
excellent,
incredible.
Excellent. Spawn, Todd McFarlane's
the HBO series, that was brilliant.
Excellent.
Only two series or 3 series? I think 3 series. I think only had 3 series, yeah.
And obviously, at the moment, I think it's the longest running continued series of all time.
What do you mean by that?
So as in from issue 1, like obviously Spider-Man's still going, but Spider-Man has had a lot of resets, same with Superman, etc., etc. But this is from continued storyline. Spawn is the longest running comic.
In the comics, that's right. Oh, okay.
In comics, not in cartoons.
Right, yeah.
So I think they hit like issue 300 a couple months ago. So.
I saw some leaked photos on Twitter that they're making a new film.
So obviously I'm quite Todd McFarlane. The artist is arguably my favorite comic artist.
Yeah, he's incredible.
So I follow him a lot on social media, but he talks a lot of doo-doo, unfortunately. He's been talking about the Spawn movie.
No, but there's been photos now. You don't trust it?
No. That's all AI, what you've seen. I don't believe any of what. So Jamie Foxx was supposed to be the lead, was going to be Spawn. And that,
of course,
that would have been amazing.
But I think they should do it with Michael B. Jordan.
I mean,
I think they should do it and cast Michael B. Jordan, man. I think that's where I would go.
So the movie is based on like a new Spawn spin-off called King of Spawn or Spawn King, something like that. And that's now the new remit for this movie. So it's not the original movie that was signed off with Jamie Foxx.
Okay.
This is going in a different direction.
Different.
But yeah, I've seen those clips, but that looks like AI to me. Yeah, I don't trust it at all. I don't trust it until it gets that blue tick on that page. Then for me, that's nonsense. Yeah.
Any other cartoons you want to talk about before we get into the top 5?
Yeah, Mysterious Cities of Gold.
Yeah,
huge top tier. I mean, He-Man. I think we've got to talk about that for just a moment. Like another one that actually. For some reason, I watched She-Ra like a few months ago, just the movie.
Okay.
And obviously it kind of starts with He-Man and then goes into, and it was good.
You mean She-Ra from the original 80s series?
Yeah. Not that new one.
There's a new one actually
which I did. I watched that as well, and that was okay. It was a little on the woke side, but TK
as TV is today,
stuff like that. But it was still fun. But I think that was definitely a little bit for a younger crowd, and they were really pushing it for a female audience, as opposed to, I feel, the original She-Ra boys could get down with that the series as well. But so felt like
there was a classic 80s series of He-Man.
Yeah.
And then they did a spin-off in the 90s where he went into space.
Yeah.
That was dead.
Yeah.
And then they brought it back in 2002, which was a reboot.
Yeah.
Very good series.
That was good.
2 series.
That was good.
But obviously the toy lines wasn't selling, so they had to cancel.
Yeah.
And then they made a new series in Netflix recently in the last couple of years.
Did you watch that?
I started it. I couldn't really get into it. But it looked okay. It looked
no, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
My guy from Dogma, who wrote Dogma.
Yeah.
Kevin Smith. He wrote the series.
So he didn't do the latest series but the first series, that was all him.
So he did the first series.
Yeah.
And then now they're making a He-Man movie. Idris Elba's in it.
Yeah.
Jared Leto's going to play Skeletor.
Yeah, no, I can see him as Skeletor.
I don't know, man.
I can see him as Skeletor.
Could be interesting. I don't know.
Why? Like, obviously, I don't mind, your race swaps, your gender swaps in movies, if it makes sense. But like Man at Arms, who's the character Idris Elba is playing, is obviously,
of course, Man at Arms. Yeah.
Is obviously Tila's father.
Yeah.
So Tila needs to be either mixed race or ginger.
Does she? It could be adopted. It could be anything.
Well, that's not the story. She's the daughter of the sorceress.
Time change,
I mean, obviously, they could have changed it.
We live in the 2025 world, man.
Yeah, fair.
You know what I mean?
Fair.
All right, we might as well get into the top 5.
Okay. So I'll set it off. In no particular order.
Okay.
The original Transformers series.
Yep. 82. I think it started 82.
82, I think. Yeah. I mean, come for us in the comments. You know, you already know what time it is. But yeah, the original Transformers G1.
Yes.
Amazing. I'll be honest that although it's in my top 5, after the movie as a child,
it fell off.
I definitely, it
fell off.
It fell off.
I think the film was the perfect ending. And then obviously to try and sell more toys, it is obviously.
I mean, sadly, I mean that's the whole thing with a lot of the classics. So obviously, Hasbro bought the license from Takara Tomy.
Okay.
And they just thought, oh, you know, you guys transforming robots. Wow, this is amazing. So they were like, yeah, we're gonna buy such and such amount of products from Takara Tomy. And so at that time, obviously, Marvel was the top boy. So they went to Marvel and they were like, yeah, we want you to create the lore, all the names, et cetera, et cetera. So the initial piece from Marvel that they submitted to Hasbro all got rejected. And then they put it to this guy who had only been in the company for a year. Shout out Bob. I forgot his surname, but shout out Bob. And within a week, he came up with the lore.
Yeah.
Like
the story.
90% of the names of all the characters.
Yeah.
Their character traits, etc., etc.
Amazing.
And basically that was how they ran with the comics and how they ran with the series. Like to the level of the whole Matrix lore, Orbox Matrix.
Yeah.
That's all Bob.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, shout out to Bob.
All right.
For sure.
What's your, my number 5?
Yeah, give me, I mean, if yours is in order, it's in order.
No,
but yeah, give me.
I'm just going to say,
give me 5.
This is not in order at all.
Okay.
I'm just going to, and to be honest with you, if you're going to ask me next week, this is probably going to be out of my top 5.
Okay.
But do you remember The Tick?
Of course.
I used to love The Tick.
Of course.
Man.
Yeah.
Early 90s.
Tick was good.
Based on a comic strip.
Yeah. I picked up the comic when I was a kid, yeah.
Obviously, I'm sure there was superhero parodies before my time as a kid. But I think this was the first ever cartoon I saw, making light of superhero lore and
definitely
comic books.
Even in the comic books, like that was I'd say the first successful parody superhero kind of thing.
So he was kind of like a bumbling idiot that was a superhero.
Yeah.
He was massive, loads of muscles, wearing his blue suit. He had a sidekick named Arthur. He was an accountant.
Yeah. Hilarious.
It was just hilarious. It had really funny character names. I think I could got some character names in here. I think there was one guy called Deflator Mouse, who was like a parody of Batman.
Yeah.
American Maid. She was supposed to be like Wonder Woman.
Okay, yeah.
And they had a villain called Chairface Chippendale.
Yeah.
A chair for a face.
Did you ever watch the live action?
You know what? No, I didn't get it. I never really watched it. It's quite good. Very good. I know he had Buddy from Seinfeld. He played the Tick, right?
Yeah.
And it's on Amazon. I know it's on Amazon. I might give it a go.
No, definitely. I think like they translated it very well to live action. Like obviously sometimes it can be done really badly.
Yeah.
But I think they did well. I enjoyed it.
I remember there was one episode where the villain, Chairface Chippendale, his main motive was to carve his name on the moon. that was the episode. And the Tick had to go out and try and stop him. And then he actually stopped. And he got the initial C and H on the moon, but that was it.
The Mr. Freeze parody character, I know he was...
Remind me.
I can't remember his name, but I know the voice was done by Kid from Kid and Play.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Tidbit.
So nice little tidbit.
Yeah.
But yeah, what would you say is your number 4?
Number 4. Right. Again, in no particular order, I'd have to say the real Ghostbusters.
You love that. You love it.
So massive fan of that IP. Like, yeah, there's just something that really warms my heart about that whole franchise.
Mm-hmm.
From the live action movies to the games. To a great cartoon series. Obviously, in the latest series, it definitely went off-piste and wasn't as great as its formative years. But really, really, really loved that. I think episodes of note I think, would definitely be Citizen Kane, which is kind of where they kind of tried to link up the live action with the cartoon. So it had some kind of synergy. So the reason, that they had the suits, the different color suits, was because Peter, after they defeated the Marshmallow Man, Peter forgot to have them dry cleaned. And basically they got possessed by demons and ghosts and basically became anti-ghost busting, human busters, basically, I think they will call themselves. And they went around, and that was quite a good episode, very, very strong. And then I think just some of the big bad guys from the series, the Sam Hain, I can't remember the episode, but it was basically Endless Halloween. I think that was what the episode was called. The Boogeyman, like, I think these cartoons, left a little fear as well. Like, it still had a little scare, even as a child. And I think that was
animation-wise.
Yeah, I think that was cool.
Now I remember, I remember being excited to see the animated series version because I love the films.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So, and I thought it was cool. I don't think I appreciate it as much as I did now. I really appreciate how good it was now. I think when I was young, I liked it. I just didn't really gravitate to it as much.
Yeah.
But now, as I'm older, I could see how good it was, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, they had me like, the whole toyetic thing, like Ghostbusters.
I had a Winston Zedmore toy that you can flip. You know the ones where you can flip your head? Yeah. And there was one where you could flip it and he's scared. His face turns like this, that he's scared of seeing a ghost or whatever.
I remember I used up like a birthday and a Christmas present and maybe another birthday to get the Firehouse as a present as a child.
That's pretty cool.
I remember my uncle cussing me out. I was like, "What do you want a doll's house for?" Didn't understand. He didn't understand.
I think I'll put in the fourth position. Obviously, we're not going in order. But Cowboy Bebop was a great animated series.
Amazing.
I was never really into obviously I was into manga as a kid. I loved the manga films and I think the only anime series I saw religiously as a child was like Guyver. Do you remember Guyver?
Yeah, definitely.
But I wasn't in tune. I know a lot of people watch. Actually, I did watch Gundam Wing.
Okay,
and I guess there was Samurai X, but I think Cowboy Bebop is something that was like really, I sank my teeth into. It only had 27 episodes and an animated film.
Yeah.
But I think that it was, I didn't know about an anime in the 80s called Lupin the Third. And apparently, obviously,
So good.
I only started watching Lupin the Third in my later years. So I could see the influence that had on Cowboy Bebop.
Okay,
sort of the Neo and the jazzy soundtrack. The detective stories and whatnot. So they were bounty hunters in space, wasn't it? That was the premise of the show, and it was so cool. Spike, the whole team was cool. It was such a great card.
So cool. Like, I mean, been talking a lot about live action. Have you?
No, so I saw the first couple episodes.
Yeah.
It was on Netflix, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then it just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I bowed out.
I mean, I did like that the characters looked so similar to the anime characters. That was always nice to see fleshed out, like, like really good cosplay, basically. Like,
it's a shame because, there's been two anime properties, anime manga, whatever you want to call it, that Hollywood has been trying to make for years.
Yeah.
And that's Cowboy Bebop and Akira.
Yeah.
And I think they're gonna make an Akira film soon.
Yeah, there's talks of it.
So when Cowboy Bebop finally got announced that it was on Netflix, I thought, okay, they're gonna do it justice, but
no,
it just didn't work.
I mean, I don't think something as special as Cowboy Bebop could never be truly realized in a Netflix series.
I agree.
think it has to be a big budget Hollywood movie. That's the only way. But it's just interesting how how I consumed early manga in the UK was like VHS. Like that was it from and it was all OVAs. So it was the whole series compiled into a movie from your Fist of Star to your Guyver.
We gotta do a manga series episode. Like Fist of the North Star, Ninja Scroll, Street Fighter the animated movie.
I mean, there's one that I never gave credit as a child, Heroic Legends of Asriel.
I've never seen that.
Watched that as a kid, and it was just like, it was just all right. And then they redid it. Obviously, it was a series and they cut it down to a movie. So when they remade it, I watched it, and the depth of like the politics and the dastardly, and probably I wouldn't have even understood it as a child.
Yeah, no, that's the same with Gundam Wing.
Yeah.
I didn't understand all that's loosely based on World War I, World War II, futuristic versions of the stories. And so, yeah, no, definitely. There's another anime film I would recommend, or manga, or whatever you want to call it, Wind of Amnesia. Very good. Yeah, check that out. Very dope.
Wind of Amnesia. Series or?
It's a film.
Film, okay. Yeah.
Some good times back in the day, man.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Were you going for 3?
3 already?
Yeah, I mean, we're just going to have to whisk through this and then...
Damn. 3 already. Okay, let's go for Spider-Man, the animated series.
Okay, yeah.
So at that time, I was already reading comics, deep into Spider-Man and a little bit into X-Men.
A little bit into X-Men?
Oh, no, comics, as in...
Oh, the comics.
This, like, X-Men hadn't like, there was a change in X-Men when, for the 90s kids anyway, when the young upstarts, your Tom McFarlane, Jim Lee, and Rob Liefeld. Yeah. And so when they came into play, that was my era. That's our era.
Uncanny X-Men.
Yeah. So, but obviously it was successful when Chris Claremont flipped it at a certain point, and his storytelling made it amazing. So it was already a success. But I was already into Spider-Man basically as a young kid, and then the cartoon came out, and it blew my mind. It was just so awesome because obviously we had the old cartoon, which was just like stop motion from the comics. I don't know if you remember that.
What the 60s Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, this was awesome. And you know, my favorite villain in Marvel is probably Venom. So I think the whole Venom saga.
Yeah, that was done really well. I think
Chef's Kiss.
I think the first couple series was brilliant, and then it. You might disagree with me.
Yeah, I completely disagree.
I think after season 3, if it just wasn't the same.
No,
budget-wise, I think they were rushing. The pacing of the episodes wasn't good. I think they were rushing through the stories. But the first 3 series, definitely. And I love how they handled Kingpin. Like they made Kingpin was handled like a boss in that series.
Boss, Hobgoblin, Green Goblin,
yeah.
all so well done, I think. Like even Scorpion was like done well. The character development.
Rhino, even the episode with Rhino and the episode with Lizard. The first episode was against Lizard.
Yeah, with Lizard. Yeah. Amazing. Really, really, really good.
No, it was a very good series. Very dope.
Yeah, that's definitely top in there.
Yeah, I would agree. I think the last couple episodes kind of take it away from me, but it's still a top cartoon.
Like I know, let's just bring it to the table. Madam Web, I know you.
That's when I fell off, man. I'm sorry, bro.
You hated
all that stuff was whack,
Madam
man.
Web. I mean, for me, I wasn't really feeling the Mary J when Mary J came back, and we didn't know if it was the real Mary J or not. Well, it wasn't the real Mary J, was it? It was like
because they couldn't kill anyone off. It
was the clone of her.
Yeah.
That whole thing was a bit off for me. I didn't enjoy that as much, but it was cool. At least we got to see Doctor Strange and stuff due to her father kind of complex story that they did. But I thought Madam Web was excellent. That's the first time we saw the multiverse.
Yeah, that was the Secret Wars, isn't it? They were doing Secret Wars.
Yeah, I think even though their version of Secret Wars, wasn't comic accurate by any sense of the word, just seeing all the heroes in there, like Fantastic Four, yo, come on, man, that was fire. You got
that crossover, Fantastic Four, X-Men. Was it Storm and Wolverine or something like that? Was it Storm? There was an episode with Fantastic Four, Storm.
Yeah, there was
Doctor Strange. I think.
Yeah, but it's easy to confuse with Spider-Man and his amazing friends. I don't think the full X-Men team were ever.
No, they were.
They were Spider-Man.
Yeah, they were in season 2.
Okay.
There was an episode where Spider-Man went to the X-Men mansion because he had that mutation issue.
Yeah.
He had the arm growing out his side.
Yeah.
So he went to the X-Men mansion and Professor X tried to help him.
Yeah.
Spider was hoping for a cure, and then obviously the mutants are like, well, we don't need a cure. We're fine as we are. And it was a good episode.
Yeah. Well,
I remember. I would say for me, in the third position is See that action figure right behind you there?
Okay, yeah,
Samurai Jack, man.
Yeah.
I honestly think that's one of the greatest cartoons of all time.
No, it was so beautifully done, and
it's one of those cartoons that when it first came out, I didn't rock with it. I didn't watch it.
That's a real shame.
Yeah. I didn't appreciate it at first, and then I don't know what it was. I don't know what got me into it. I'm not sure, but there was maybe a few years, and I was like, let me just give it a go. And I was blown away how amazing that cartoon is.
Top tier, and like, you know, they kept the animation really simple.
Yeah.
But it was just so beautifully done. Like, you know, and like the first series, there was hardly, like, I mean, for the first few series, Jack didn't talk.
Not really.
It was just grunts and et cetera, et cetera.
There's episodes where he's not talking at all.
Exactly.
And it's just about the atmosphere. It's about the soundtrack. It's about
and you know,
suspense.
It was, you know, you could tell, you know, the love for the, you know, the early samurai genre and stuff like that. And yeah, it's you know, what's the word they're using now? You know, classic cinema, like, right?
That's what the kids are saying.
Yeah, that's what the kids, something like that, right? But yeah, it's beautifully done.
I got some notes here about Samurai Jack, which I wanted to get into because I feel like this cartoon was just like unreal.
How do you pronounce the creator's name? Glenn Tarkovsky.
He's done a new series called Primal.
Yeah,
he was behind the Star Wars, Clone Wars animated series. The original one.
The best the best Star Wars series back in the day, Clone Wars, was Glenn. He did Primal. You really need to watch that if you haven't seen that. Excellent. Mm-hmm. Same kind of vibe. There's no talking. It's a lot of atmosphere. He did another one, I forgot the name of it actually, and it's like a superheroes, but it's based like in the 1920s. And then, do you know he had the contract for Popeye?
Well, Popeye say, but he's going to do a remake.
He's going to do a remake of Popeye. So, and for whatever reason, it got cancelled. So there's a trailer for it still online.
Oh, for real?
For his Popeye. That's great. And like, if you dig deep in, you know, the dark pages of Reddit, there is actually like the storyboarded full movie out there as well.
So for those who don't know about Samurai Jack, how do I explain it? It's a story about a samurai who was transported into the future by an evil wizard called Aku, right?
Yeah.
And then it's the whole series is him going along different timelines, trying to find his way back home.
Yeah.
But obviously within that, I think he's like gone traveling throughout 50 years in time trying to find home. So it takes him a while. And then they did so the original series is 2001, and they stopped around 2005, 6. So that was the first 4 series.
Yeah.
And then obviously they didn't really explain the end. They didn't finish the story.
It didn't finish the story, basically.
It kind of got cancelled, really and truly.
Yeah.
And then throughout the years, the fans begged for it to come back.
Like the Snyder Cut. Like.
And then in 2017, they did a final series.
Can you imagine?
Finishing the whole... And that last series was incredible.
Really, really well done.
Like,
really.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe how great, and it was for adults as well, which I like. It wasn't like
he didn't dumb it down.
They did it for the audience that grew up with Samurai Jack, who's now adults now.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant stuff. I've got some I want to give out a few shouts to some episodes I would recommend. One of my favorite episodes is Jack versus the Bounty Hunters.
Okay, yeah.
So Jack is targeted by a group of elite bounty hunters hired by Aku. Each hunter uses their unique skills and traps to try and capture him, right? So the whole episode is just Jack's only in this episode for the last maybe a minute.
Yeah.
It's probably a minute long, maybe the last 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So the whole episode is you're seeing the perspective of the bounty hunters, and they're setting up the traps, and they're talking about different ways they're going to try, and they're arguing amongst each other about who's going to collect the bounty, who's going to get Jack, and they're kind of boasting about how skilled these bounty hunters are, stuff they've done throughout the lore of bounty hunting history and whatever, and how famous they are. Anyway, so they're all talking about the different traps they're going to set. In the last minute of the episode, you see Jack walking along, and then they all know Jack's coming. So they all hide in their little hiding places and all come out to spring out on Jack, surprise attack him. Jack just deals with them in a minute.
In one scene.
With all of them. There's 9 or 10 different bounty hunters. Jack deals with all 10 of them and keeps it moving.
Classic.
That's the episode. See stuff like that?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
It's cinematic.
Yeah.
So, what I liked about it, they paid a lot of homage to like old Japanese cinema.
Yeah, so I was gonna say like
Baby Carton, River Styx.
Lone Wolf Cub. Yeah,
the Long Wolf and Cub. All, great stuff. You know, even Seventh Samurai. That's an elite cartoon.
Yeah,
100%.
definitely.
What's your number? You've done your 3 already, haven't you?
I've done number 3. Yeah.
Where are you going for 2?
2. I think again, not in any order. This is interchangeable. Any given time, any one of these could be number 1 for me. Any given day of the week. I think let's go number 2 with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, that's elite.
I think there's something special about that franchise.
The 80s.
The original 87 cartoon, but the franchise as a whole is there's something special that it can still, the same story, pretty much unchanged, can be retold all the way to the year of our Lord 2025. Like, we're still regurgitating the original story of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And people, you know, a new generation, each time it's revisited is loving it.
Yeah.
And I think it's testament to what Eastman and Laird produced is just great work.
So you had the original 80 series.
Yeah.
Then they had the 1990 movie.
Yeah.
Then the 91 movie.
Yeah, then Nickelodeon got the rights. Or
no. That's later on.
After the movie, we got that terrible series, I think.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
But there was at least 3 movies before that terrible series.
Yeah.
And then there was the 2003.
Yeah, that was when Nickelodeon got the rights.
No.
Yeah. The first, the Nickelodeon, dark action.
Nickelodeon they didn't have Turtles.
Yeah, they did.
I disagree.
No, 100%.
We'll have to fact check this. I don't believe that's the case.
As a young boy,
I think
definitely not now.
Nickelodeon bought the rights around 2011.
Mastermind, chair, it would be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
All right. I'm probably wrong. I don't know. I'm just saying. I just don't recognize. I don't recognize.
Yeah, no, because
I don't recall that. But
the whole reason I'm pretty sure that it was that time is because I thought, they're going to ruin it. They're going to kidify it. And obviously, that was the darkest iteration of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in animated form. Like, they...
brilliant. That was the first series.
And also, it was you know, the closest to the comic run as well. Yeah. So, you know...
That first series was brilliant.
It was hats off to them. But yeah, back to the 87, the OG, I think the first 5 episodes is a must watch. Not only is that, you know, peak cinema, right? But
you're still sticking with that line.
Yeah, I loving that, kids. You did well. The animation is amazing. The storytelling is great. And like, you know, even if you don't want to continue after that, it sets you up for the story plot rather. Yeah. Of the whole series.
Shout out to Uncle Phil.
Yeah.
Voice Shredder.
Yeah. Definitely rest in peace, Uncle Phil. Without a doubt. Like, and it's funny, like, you know, I say I love Turtles, but only 20 years ago, I would have found out that Uncle Phil was Shredder. Like, I found out definitely very late in the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about Turtles before we move on? Favorite characters?
I mean, you know, Raphael is the best Turtle. Like, me, you know, without a doubt, like the best character development. And obviously from the 87, I just felt he had, he was the coolest character, the best quips. He was funny, and funny enough, he reminded me a lot of Bill Murray's character from Ghostbusters. That same sarcastic tone.
Or Peter Venkman.
Yeah.
Okay.
He definitely gave me that as a kid.
Yeah,
anyway,
there were sarcastic whips.
Yeah.
The tropes. Okay. My number 2, I think I would go with X-Men, the animated series. I'm a bit younger than you, just a little bit. Not that different. But
maybe what, a year?
A little bit. A couple years. But sometimes that's a big difference.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is, because obviously I grew up with the 80s stuff, because I've got brothers and I knew about the 80s stuff as well. But I think most of my stuff is 90s driven.
So X-Men animated series would be my 5th choice.
Okay.
So like that, we're definitely on the same page there.
I think Spider-Man would have been in mine. I think Turtles might have been in mine, would have been in mine as well.
Okay.
But I knew you were going to go for those.
Okay.
But yeah, X-Men. I think X-Men was incredible, because I think there was 2 cartoons in the 90s that came out that wasn't. Even though it's a kids' cartoon, it really wasn't for kids.
So the pride of the X-Men.
What, the 80s?
The first animated X-Men show. This was the
pilot. Yeah.
Basically became the pilot for the show. I had that on VHS. I wore that out. That was, and for me, I wish the animation had continued, and obviously that's why it became the pilot.
I disagree.
Oh, wow.
I feel like
it was like a manga. It was amazing.
No, the animation was great, but the animation was very similar to the same animation that you see in G.I. Joe, right? Where I felt the animation in the 90s version was very stylistically, that was more for Jim Lee, and they really wanted to kind of hone in that uncanny X-Men kind of style.
Fair.
And it was a bit more rugged and a bit more rough. I felt like the animation in the 80s pilot is a bit more polished. I feel in the 90s it was a bit, it was a bit gritty.
Yeah,
so I prefer that, to be honest. And
they must have saved a lot of money.
But it was still great. Like story-wise,
I mean, the story carried over. It didn't really matter.
You can't go wrong.
Like the storytelling was fantastic, and
I mean, obviously, if you're sleeping under a rock, you wouldn't know you must know what if you don't know what X-Men is, you're sleeping under a rock. That's basically what I'm trying to say. But just for those who don't know, X-Men animated series was one of the staples of the cartoons of the 90s. It's one of the best cartoons, in my opinion, ever made.
Thanks.
It follows the X-Men as a band together to fight various enemies within the Marvel universe, and it touched on some real personal, stories, heartbreak,
like
prejudice.
A lot of people are saying,
quote unquote racism, but obviously it's about
that X-Men has gone woke and all this kind of stuff.
It was always woke.
It was always woke. if you don't get that, then you never understood X-Men to begin with.
I agree.
And
shout out some episodes I want to talk about. There was an episode called Days of Future Past when Bishop travels from the future to kind of foresee an assassination.
Yeah.
And to try and stop that.
Yeah.
I think every episode Bishop and Cable was in it felt like a movie.
Yeah.
There's another episode called Time Fugitives with Cable and Bishop battling, trying to help the X-Men. It was crazy. And then the first episode, Nightless Sentinels.
Yeah.
Because that was, I've never seen somebody die in a cartoon before.
Okay, yeah.
And then they killed off Morph in the first episode, and I just remember being like, what the hell is this? Yeah, I think it shouts X-Men.
Yeah. Totally. And obviously X-Men 97, the continuation.
Yes, brilliant. Brilliant continuation.
Yeah, like,
for us fans.
And like, maybe not even people that didn't like X-Men to begin with, I'm sure they would have enjoyed this. Yeah, like it was really, really good. And like, obviously I've never been a fan of Scott Summers. Like,
that was my guy, man.
Yeah, Cyclops was C tier for me always, man. He was like the Leonardo, such an annoying, like, just the teacher's pet.
I don't know if people have problem with Cub Scouts, man. What's going on?
Nah, we ain't got time for them, man.
They did the right thing.
We need someone with grit and character. You know what I mean? And they just made him, for lack of a better word, they made him a G. Like, he was, he owned that series. And it was obviously Gambit as well, came up real strong in that as well. But yeah, Cyclops, salute for that character development.
All right. I guess we're both going to talk about number ones now.
Well, I've talked my number one. That was X-Men. Yeah. You hijacked mine. Yeah, that was my
I thought you had Thundercats in your list or something. I thought you would have Thundercats in your list or something.
Not top 5. Like, if I had a top 10.
Thundercats was dope, man.
Yeah.
That was dope.
Definitely would be honorable mention, and definitely would have been top 10.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so my number one's Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah.
I think that's
fantastic.
Personally, I think that's the best animated series ever.
I mean, I'd love to argue it because
close,
I'm definitely a Marvel shill. But I can't deny Batman, the animated series. Actually, do you know what? No, let me contest that.
Go on.
So, obviously, I think for this, we've definitely tried to go retro. We've tried to keep it more from our childhood. But I think, number one, really, if you're going to look at overall, and you haven't, I don't think you've actually seen it, so obviously it's hard for you, is Aang, is the Airbender.
I've actually only started it recently.
Okay.
So, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it.
So
hasn't grabbed me like that yet, but I'm sure it will.
I mean, you know.
So you would said in your opinion, you think that's better than Batman animated series?
Yeah. Okay. That's how good it is. Like if we were like of all time kind of thing, throwing in, your Simpsons and everything like that, like the top tier, then yeah. The Last Airbender's number one and Batman's number two for me if we're looking at like serious. But that's not my personal top 10. That's me trying to be objectively saying what I really truly believe is the best.
I hear a lot of people really praise it really highly.
Yeah.
I recognize.
But let me
love it has for it.
Let me not hijack with The Last Airbender.
No, let's talk about Batman. Yeah, I was just gonna say Batman the animated series is considered one of the greatest, if not the greatest, superhero series ever made.
Facts.
Batman the animated series is darker, the darker New look on Avengers of Batman as he fights crime in Gotham City. The show is still beloved, even
to this day.
It debuted in 1992, I believe.
Yeah.
So over 30 years, people love it to this day. I think it changed the DC universe in terms of comics. It introduced loads of characters from the animated series.
Exactly.
So it changed the origin story of Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
It introduced Harley Quinn, who's now one of the biggest characters in
If you didn't
Batman.
know, like she debuted in Batman the animated series. She wasn't in the comics.
Yeah.
She didn't exist.
Yeah.
She was so successful that they put her in the comics. And obviously, it's a huge success now in movies, etc., etc.
I will praise this show for being able to balance for mature themes for both adults and children. It had a kid-friendly presentation, but it had a lot of mature themes for the adults to watch and get involved.
Most definitely.
The stories were incredible, great storytelling. The show made Kevin Conroy into a household name for his work, the voice of Batman and Bruce Wayne. Yeah. Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy, obviously. Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, who plays the Joker. He was phenomenal as the Joker. Arguably, probably the best portrayal of the Joker.
To be fair, I'd say that every iteration of the Joker afterwards
it's based off that.
Has kind of, taken notes from Hamill's iteration.
If you've never seen it, I want to give you a quick shout on what episodes I would recommend. An episode called Heart of Ice. It tells the tragic origin story, actually, of Mr. Freeze.
This episode. Always talking about this
Dr. Victor Freeze, who becomes a villain after a lab accident while trying to save his terminally ill wife. Nora, consumed by grief and revenge, he targets the man responsible, where he thinks responsible, and he thinks that's Batman. No. He targets the guy responsible, which is the head CEO of the company that Victor Freeze was working for.
Yeah.
But Batman actually has to intervene because he's trying to kill him.
Yeah.
Robin's Reckoning, part 1 and 2. This was like an origin story of Robin and how he became the sidekick to Batman.
Yeah.
This story was dope, man. It shows, who killed Robin's parents.
The circus and all that good stuff, yeah.
How Robin wanted revenge and how Batman had to, navigate through that and tell him, this is how they started to relate and bond, because Robin never knew of Batman's own tragic story and who he really was.
Yeah.
Because Bruce Wayne adopted him, but he probably didn't know that Bruce Wayne was Batman.
Yeah.
So he had to reveal who he was and tell him about his parents, and so they can relate to that and how revenge is never worth it.
Never.
Which is really good. And I think lastly I've got here The Man Who Killed Batman.
Yeah.
This was a story about a 2-bit criminal who wasn't really anything of merit. He wasn't really anything special. He just wanted to become a gangster. He wanted to have that credibility, and he accidentally kills Batman. Well, it was an incident that he looks like he killed Batman, but Batman got away. But so now
I can't remember this episode at all.
Now you got all these gangsters around Gotham praising him, like, "Oh, you're the guy that killed Batman," and he thinks he's on top of the world. And then Joker can't believe that this guy, it's like this geek killed Batman.
Joker must have not been happy.
Joker nabbed him up, kidnapped him.
Yeah, of course he did.
And Mark Hamill was phenomenal in this episode.
Yeah.
He did a great monologue he did like a funeral service for Batman, and his monologue in that was brilliant. So yes, I would recommend watch those if you.
Yeah, I'm gonna catch that. Yeah, I can't remember that.
Yeah, man.
But before we wrap up, Any more honorable mentions? I mean, we touched on Thundercats, definitely.
I mean, there's so many you could talk about.
Yeah,
Defenders of the Earth.
Yes, excellent.
I love that series. Thundercats, I said that earlier.
Yeah.
One of the greats.
Yeah.
There's so many, man.
Yeah. No, Ren and Stimpy.
Ren and Stimpy.
You know, the early Nicktoons, so Ren and Stimpy,
Rugrats,
Rocko's Modern Life, and Rugrats. Definitely, those three. Yeah,
I wouldn't say Doug's one of the greatest, but
but Doug has a special place for sure.
There's so many we're forgetting. You know, which is quite bad. Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons, yeah. You know damn.
Apparently the film's really good, apparently.
Yeah, no.
How much to the cartoon as well, the animated series?
I watched that from home, and it was.
Dungeons and Dragons was dope. That was a very good cartoon.
Yeah, really, really good. Really good.
Why are we forgetting stuff? What's going on?
I mean, there's so much. Animaniacs, and all that came with Pinky and the Brain, etc., etc. Yeah. But yeah, we're getting old. Yeah. But that's why it's nice to
reminisce, man. You gotta reminisce,
man.
Definitely.
Nostalgia is one hell of a drug. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But yeah, guys, you already know what to do. Catch us on...
We'll be doing some breakdowns, right? Going forward.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll dissect some of our favorite cartoons.
Definitely.
And also leave in the comments what cartoons you want us to talk about as well.
Please. I think X-Men is well overdue. We're definitely gonna...
Yeah, 100%.
We're gonna do a deep dive in X-Men. And let us know what else you think we should look at. But yeah.
Like, subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. And Retroholics, we're out.
Peace.